All right. Hello, everybody. Sorry for the, I know I announced the stream a lot earlier than I wound up going live. That is because Steam is apparently down. I don't know if they're doing maintenance right now or something like that. So, anyways, hello. I hope you're all doing well. Obviously, it will be a surprise to some of you that I am streaming Age of Wonders Planetfall rather than Stellaris tonight. And I have to apologize a little bit for it because I know a number of you were really looking forward to a big war starting. And I havered about it. I will admit I didn't have a great weekend, and it was kind of a hard day at work. And I have been wanting to get back to Age of Wonders Planetfall a lot. And I love Stellaris, but one of the things that tipped me over the edge, and this is such a dumb reason to do this. So Erwin Dewart is like my favorite price index economist, and this is because I studied under him. And very few people will ever have a favorite economist who studies price indexes. Or indices, depending on what term you prefer. But there was an organization called PMAC which met, and I went to watch a couple of the... Hey, Ascanius! Great to see you. What is that icon? GLHF Pledge. Thank you for pledging to whatever it was that you did to get that icon. I believe you are the first. Totally not Valken. I heard that there are maple leafs here. How you doing, Valken? Or the artist formerly known as Valken. But yeah, anyways, so I also just really love this title music, which is one reason why I want to hang on this for a little bit. But anyways, the other economist who does price indices, who I respect a lot, is a man by the name of Jan de Haan, and he works for the statistical agency in the Netherlands. And he does a lot of work on producer price indices, which are things that I like. Like, I am such a nerd that I have a favorite, I have a favorite type of price index. It's the Fisher index, by the way, and I like producer price indices. Oh, I'm sorry to hear that, Velkin. Don't feel free to maybe if you want to have a respectable period of time go by. And tell us what's on your mind. Don't hesitate to let it all out. I know it sometimes helps to talk things out. But yeah, anyways, so I finally got a chance to meet this this economist who works on price indices, and whose work I have read quite a bit to do well with it. And he's from the Netherlands, and everything from the Netherlands is wonderful. So I decided that I was going to play Age of Wonders Planetfall because Triumph Studios is from the Netherlands. So instead you'll mention that you have 14 subs to... Oh my god, Falcon! The fact that you are putting that much money towards Twitch and you are still finding space to keep me on that list... I really appreciate that a lot. So thank you very much for that. And thank you for supporting. Obviously, Octavian is one of them, but obviously thank you for spreading that around. Because obviously, as I'm fond of saying, it's never required, and it's, I give this entertainment away for free. And beyond the Eyes of Sin's wonderful emotes, there's not a whole lot that I can offer subscribers that much, but especially because ever since Twitch implemented the affiliate program, the donations went down by a lot, and so the fact that sort of subbing is sort of people's primary means of supporting broadcasts now, it really does mean a lot when somebody does do that. So again, there's never preference or priority to people who do that, but I recognize the environment in which people make these consumption decisions, and I don't necessarily follow up that well in terms of being able to give people a reason to do that. So the fact that you've continued to do so really does mean a lot, Valken. So thank you. 15. So yeah, anyways, Triumph is from the Netherlands. I like stuff from the Netherlands. I like Age of Wonders Planetfall, and I thought I would give myself a little bit of a treat because I've been holding off on doing the campaign. I've played a little bit of like, you know, like single events and whatnot on my own, but I've really been keeping the campaign for stream. I've been wanting to do Age of Wonders Planetfall for a while, and I think because I had a hard weekend and a tough day at work, today was going to be the day that I treated myself. For those of you who wanted Stellaris, I apologize. That will almost certainly be back next week. But this time around, I want to do something, especially because, of course, this is a press key from Paradox. So I did cover it pretty extensively when it first came out. But it's always fun to sort of return back to these things. So we're getting to the end of the really awesome title music. Sets the mood. No, this isn't right.
The currents of the void shift around me. Follow my voice, my last possession. My name was Empress Carmenia, and I was the last regent of the Star Union. We built a paradise on 1,000 planets, a glistening web strung between the stars. But the cataclysm shattered all, leaving our people stranded and alien to one another. Whoever you are, whatever you have become, it is time to leave this dark age behind and return to the worlds of your ancestors. Uncover our secrets, but heed our mistakes. Forge a new empire, a new age of wonders.
All right, so we finished Leave 6. So oh, interesting. So it doesn't count. There we go. Okay, so we can go back to the story of Jack Gelder. Let me just get a quick idea of what we're working with here. So one of the things I noticed, as cool as the Vanguard are, I actually like them quite a bit. They're, I think, a little bit more of what you would consider as like a standard faction. It's maybe not the one that excites everyone that much. So Serenus Alpha, we can do. Okay, so this is Arcadia Celeste, Chimera Glacialis. I have to complete one of the following to unlock what I believe are the Amazon. Okay, so here's what we're going to do. One of the things I really want to try is I really want to try actually getting this thing done in a timely fashion, because I think I had so much fun just tooling around the world that I wound up wasting a lot of time on the Leave 6 mission. So I'm gonna try Serenus Alpha with the plan that I'll do Arcadius Celesti or Chimera Glacialis. So I also just kind of want to do it in the order that the game's presenting it to me. But it looks like that is the last for the Vanguard for a bit. So we'll close off this thread and then we'll carry on. So. While searching the ruins of the past, the Vanguard stir up old and new enemies. So Jack Gelder, Vanguard, now Promethean tech. Create weapons of mass destruction, employ powerful incendiary weapons, settle in inhospitable places, shield units and colonists from Armageddon, and uses thermal and kinetic damage channels. We have Promethean assault equipment, no background, military detachment. Now let's just see. Do I want to bring it up to advanced? Yeah, why not?
The presence of the Syndicate on Leave 6 troubles me. My gut tells me something shady lurks beneath their fake smiles. I still remember the pictures of the psionic experiments every senior officer had to be briefed on before an assignment within the borderlands. Just thinking about the horrors depicted there caused the most grizzled veterans to shudder. During our encounter with Cena, we discovered her next target. Among the millions of planets in this galaxy, it had to be Sornus Alpha, the Union's shining jewel of science and progress, and witness of my life's bitterest moments. That's all in the past, though. Going to Sornus Alpha will finally shed light on our situation. If the Star Union is in any kind of trouble, we will learn about it there, one way or another. We approach Sornus Alpha. We don't know what to expect on the surface, so I've told my men to prepare for the worst.
All right, medium world size, continents, 36% water, 64% land, so there's a little bit more of an argument for me to build boats, but we don't know for sure. Uncover the fate of the Star Union and assess the Syndicate threat. Dust ruins. This area looks like a red mining corp ghost town, though much bigger. Wasn't it our plan to land near Skyrex Nova, Commander? This is what's left of Skyrex Nova, soldier. Nature has overgrown most of the city. Look at the size of the trees. Whatever tragedy took place here must have happened at least a century ago. 171 years ago, I'd assume. This is where the Void Storms cut off all contact to the rest of the Union on Leave 6 and destroyed all ships attempting hyperspace travel. Sornus Alpha suffered a similar fate. A planet of this size couldn't possibly support 18 billion people on its own. Rather than speculate, let's find some facts. There are signs of survivors. We should locate the Paragon like we did on Leave 6. Also, keep your eyes open for Syndicate forces. They may feign good intentions, but their treachery is already well established. Bleep, 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 bleep. Robot runs in circles, chasing its own rear antenna. Faster, Tapples, faster! You can do it! Don't look at me like that. It's not my fault you always try to catch things out of your reach. What do you say we give your components a little polish? Dayu would have loved outfitting you with the latest engineering upgrades. Johnny, big time. How the devil are you, Johnny? For those of you who don't know him, Johnny Big Time is my favorite caster on Twitch. Thank you very much for 22 months in a row. Currently doing Days Gone, and I completely ruin his Days Gone playthroughs every single time that I do it. I should have played the Devar then, because it's the communist Space Dwarves, and obviously I'm taking... not a break, but I'm giving myself a little bit of a treat by playing some more Age of Wonders Planetfall, and yeah, I feel like Johnny would approve of the dwarves. Oh, a couple of housekeeping things. So, like an idiot, last week I completely forgot to upload the Elder Scrolls Daggerfall episode. So, this week, there's going to be something a little special. Tomorrow, for sure, there will be an Elder Scrolls Daggerfall episode, but there's also going to be a very brief follow-up. I think at most it's like 90 minutes, but... And Johnny, if you want a preview of what's going to happen, I'll gladly share it with you, because I think you'll approve. Although you might say, hey, if you had time to do that, why didn't you have time to do... yes, exactly. 2 Daggerfall uploads. One shorter than the other. But that will be happening on Thursday. The VOD will always be available on YouTube, but there is going to be Daggerfall, extra Daggerfall this week. Plus Cultist Simulator is back on Wednesday, and Friday we're going to figure out what to do. There might be something else that's special that comes up. So, anyways. I'm happy to see you honor the memory of my aunt. Her sudden death was no coincidence. They must have murdered her, like they murdered my father. Murdered? You said Fang Jiang died by accident. Also, who is they? My father had his secrets. Secrets ended up killing him. My investigations of his death led me to the Outlanders and their psionics. I joined them, but never found his assassins. All I know is that he wasn't their only victim. The traces of their bloody business spanned the entire empire. By the way, I gave a terrible reason to follow. So in addition to playing Days Gone, Johnny has an amazing charisma. He really knows how to entertain an audience. And so unlike me, where I get completely distracted and go way off topic, Johnny's really good at keeping the action going and plays a lot of interesting games. I've gotten back into the Division 2, which I feel like would be a decent co-op game with Johnny. And then I wound up giving him like a play-by-play of my rather disappointing run of Ghost Recon Breakpoint. Anyways, all I know is that he wasn't their only victim. The traces of their bloody business spanned the entire empire. Okay, search for the Paragon command posts. Check the marked coordinates to search for local Paragon command posts similar to the ones on Leave 6. And find Syndicate forces on Serenus Alpha before they find you. Upgrade Tapples, prepare an inspection and overhaul pack for Tapples in your colonies. Alright, let's see if I can remember how to play this. You can end this mission by gathering information about the Syndicate forces on the planet and deal with them accordingly. Somehow I don't think that's going to be the only thing. Oh, and I've got a ton of upgrades that I can give him. Okay, so... He's got a bunch of infantry. Okay, so he's going to be an infantry commander, and I also want to make sure that he is... So I want to make sure that he's good with infantry. Well, actually, he's got a little bit of everything, but I'll give him a focus on infantry. And I'll also make him reasonably deadly with his weapons. So what do we got here? Purging field. Negative and positive effects are removed from all units within a 2 hex. That might be an interesting one to counteract some of the effects that the Syndicate has, but I think in this case, I'm going to focus a little bit more on. I'm gonna go for like stuff like the bird in the hand first. So, martial inspection. Nope. Infantry commander for sure. Ground commander is a little tempting. I don't know if this counts as a heavy. Well, it's a skirmisher, so. Yeah, I mean, it's not the most exciting choices I could have made, but I've basically gone all shoot for him. So, hey, Ed Baver, man, all the good people are in here right away. So, is this the lesson? Like, do more Planetfall? Is this what you're all telling me? I gotta remember how to, right. So this is one of our locations, and I think the bad guys are a mystery. So it says owned by me. I think we'll start with a good old-fashioned bullying. There's an incoming transmission, Commander. It appears to be some kind of bit code. And Sungeef, good to see you too. Bit code? Well, that's rather unusual. Can you make any sense of it, soldier? Our communications officer, Ensign Carey, is working on it, sir. He says he thinks it's an SOS call. He thinks so. Under normal circumstances, I'd say such speculations are no basis to mount a rescue mission. But clearly, none of this here are normal circumstances. Very well, soldier. Tell Ensign Carey that we'll check out this emergency. Go to the location the supposed distress call originated from and find out what is going on there. Syndicate unit slate. Well, we already know what we're gonna find there. So this is the challenge I ran into, right? Is that it keeps telling me to. It tells me things to do. And I get sidetracked. No regrets. These games do. I didn't know it was co-op as well, but yes, they. I actually think that probably there's probably more multiplayer than there is. Like the campaigns are fine, but I kind of feel like multiplayer is kind of where all the action is. Do I really have no upgrades for this guy? Yeah, I thought not. Or so I thought so. Okay, so definitely looks like this guy's got some more vehicles, which is a little funny because he's my melee guy. We'll definitely give him close quarters. Right now, this is all going to be more support for me, so... Alright, here we go. So we're going to be taking out the Syndicate Enforcers. Okay, so we've got the... Psytech Strike, crush an opponent with psionic gauntlets, high impact stagger units, reducing action points and cancelling all defensive modes. Melee, bypass all shields. Psionic, bypass all armor. Only affects ground targets. Bone Crusher. Affected by line of sight. Okay. So they can do both. Cripple, 8 strike. Oh, hang on. This is... Yeah, so this is a melee. So what I want to be focusing on instead is his Bone Crusher. So that's 16. Bypass all armor. 8 strength chance to apply cripple to biological and cyborg units, high impact stagger. Okay, so it is still stagger. This unit ends its turn and goes into defensive mode, grants itself and adjacent allies 2 shields. Comes 25% harder to hit and cannot be flanked. So... the indentured... So basically, they're good at shooting. And there's assembly here. Interesting. Okay, so it's basically going to be a little bit of everything I'm up against. You would focus on Bone Crusher no matter what the stats are. Did you ever play Stronghold? I don't think I've ever played Stronghold. Looks like Sungif has. So what's the deal with Stronghold? What should I check for it? And we always go into manual combat in here, so. By the way, Johnny, I know you're really busy with work, so let's do something a little different. What is going on with your work schedule? What's it looking like in terms of your sort of streaming? Hey, capability. All right, so I want to be, if I can, I want to be careful about the, wait, that can't be the attack range. It's a really long shot. All right. I think I'll position myself for a flank. Why not? Ah, here we go. That's more like... I was like, why am I not able to duck behind stuff? So the challenge here is this makes me somewhat vulnerable to counterattack here. I can go further back. I think I'm just going to tuck myself in over here, and what I might do is, if for round 2, I'll kind of head around this end. We're working 11 to 7 Monday and Friday for the next month, so that's not too bad. But this week you're in the middle of 7-day work week, so most of the streams are going to be around 8 p.m. Oh, are you going live soon then, Johnny? Okay, next up I want to make sure that everybody's behind cover if I can. So, I mean, if I'm feeling confident, I can try and shoot them behind the cover, but I think the Overwatch is probably the safer bet. Again, it's my good old-fashioned wallow death strategy. I'm a little uncomfortable with the idea of sitting beside explosives like this. Yeah, this is a bit of a bummer because I'm not able to do that much with Jack Gelder. They're going to have to cross over here if they want to try anything with these guys. And I don't normally like stacking these guys up, but this does present kind of a tempting target for these guys. So, all right, finally, my flying units. I guess these were the guys with Bone Crusher. Sorry, I should have reconsidered that. Again, I'm very reluctant to put them behind anything that could get blown up. Catch is they don't really have any way of they don't actually have any way of doing an Overwatch. Oh Jesus, I'm sorry to hear that. It sounds like you've been having a rough one, Johnny. Mostly what this round is about, I'm trying to get myself in a position where I'm going to be able to sort of best reply to anything that they try and do. I'm not crazy about this cautious style of play, because it's like at some point I'm going to have to actually commit to a course of action. Alright, let's see how it goes. These guys are melee based. Okay, they hit hard. I will admit, I'm a little surprised these guys weren't able to do something, but I suppose I was setting them up to deal with this. Bone Crusher! Okay. This actually gives me some good information here, so... all according to plan. Okay, so the catch here. Oh no, we're able to do some work.
Enemy kill.
Okay, so before I make any more commitments on this side against the indentured, I want to see what I can do with these melee guys. So of course, the air gives me a nice little advantage in terms of flanking. I'm also trying to set myself up for, yeah. So the reason I did it in this order is that now I'm able to come in... Oh, I can't reach the target. Jack, do me proud. So what this now means is that I'm able to take my other guys and basically my heavy hitter in the form of Jack is able to get a good flank out. May not be enough to sort of seal the deal, but I'm in better shape than I was at the start. All right. So I think we're going to get tickled by this guy over here. Unless I can pull out... Oh, I can pull out a miracle. Question is, do I want to take the burning ground or not? I don't think I do. I forgot I've got motorbikes that can help as well. I think I'm gonna still keep on the flanks. So the aim here is to try and not lose anybody. Ooh, okay, this guy's probably done.
Unit destroyed.
How?
Enemy down.
I'm mad about that.
Enemy down.
Okay, so I gotta build myself a replacement
Our
for
forces are victorious.
my melee guy. So they recommend central biofarm here. First thing I'm going to do actually is build... Okay, I got to change the... No, I'll work with this. Biofarm probably makes the most sense. Well, does it though? It's a good growth move for sure. Oh wow, this is already... It's all ready to go. I am surprised. Okay. So they want me to build a central... okay, an efficient biofarm to provide a boost to newly settled colonies growth provides 15. I'm pretty sure it does also determine the kinds of bonuses I get for these other regions, but for now... I do think boosting the population is the right call. So next we'll say the Skirmisher Barracks and then the Specialist Training Center after that. Abandoned Quarry. Minerals mined from here grants 10 production to the colony it is linked to, grants an additional 5 production when in production exploitation. Obviously we're not in production exploitation, so that won't be happening. and then we'll let our guys heal. Alright, so probably I was hasty to say that I wanted to... I was hasty to say that we're going to make substantial progress, but... Bleep bleep. The robot jumps around enthusiastically, then stops, as if fixed on a distant target. Suddenly it lunges forward. Not this time, old boy. No running away for Tapples today. Insistent, aren't you? Alright, fine. Lead the way, boy, but I'm happy to see that you're enjoying your new modifications. As much as I hate to look back at what happened the last time I was on Serenus Alpha, now that I'm here, I cannot ignore the past. I did not think that I would ever want to return there, but it would feel wrong not to pay Parlington campus a visit. It seems like the right way to properly honor the memory of my ex-girlfriend, my ex-boyfriend, or my cat. What story do you want, chat? You can donate $5 for cat, $2 for boyfriend, and $50 for girlfriend. I was thinking cat too, Johnny.
Objective completed.
All colonies can contribute with... Okay, yeah. Take reward. Follow Tapples to the other location. It's time to face your past. Head to the old campus of Parlington University. My dear beloved cat. Alright, first I want to get the loot. You find salvageable Imperial supply reserve containing 25 food. Unfortunately, the container logs are destroyed and you can't trace where the resources came from.
Read, for lack of a better word.
Cat.
Thank you very much, Johnny. Alright. I'm gonna move towards the main objective with this skeleton crew. Set military reason. I forgot to do this. Okay, so nanite support's going to give me the nanite injectors, which are good for healing. Subjugation ordnance gives me... Both of these actually wind up giving me more shooty. I do think nanite support's a decent one, though. And this is one touch I love about Age of Wonders Planetfall, but it's guns and butter, not guns or butter. You get to do military and social research. So frontier facilities, they want to happiness. This probably is right, especially with the colonizer. I mean, frontier policies isn't bad, but I think I'm just going to go for the game's recommendations, unless I feel particularly strongly one way or the other. Alright, so this is one of our objectives. Rest of it's just going to be, I'll pick up the... I'll pick up the targets of opportunity that I can. This is actually pushing me a little far away from where I want to go, but... particle collider. This landmark... Oop. Oh, well, clearly we're annexing this. The thing I'm nervous about is normally these are somewhat tough fights. I'm not entirely sure I'm equipped to... you know what? Oh, hell no. Well, no, we don't have an op... Yeah, we'll abort the attack. I'm just trying to remember. There's definitely a way that I can annex this. Oh no, I do have to enter it. Okay, so what we'll do... These will be my scouts. We'll get Jack Gelder to... Once we go through the Flood Bog, we'll head to the Particle Collider, and then we will... we'll do a loop like this. Somewhat similar to Civ in terms of having the 2 tech tree. Kind of. I'm not entirely sure that the social tech is comparable to civics, but it's not a... It wouldn't be the worst comparison, I don't think. Hello? Yeah, let's go wipe them out. Alright, this one's going to be a little more straightforward because I don't have 2 groups to worry about. Looks like we are up against mostly indentured. So yeah, Pulse Repeater, Arc Power Blast. I need to figure out what these symbols mean. And then the Overseer. So this is the primary target because they give a bunch of buffs to everybody. Sci-Tech Staff. Okay. So, as is my way. Now, this isn't the safest move. What I need to do is I need to present an attractive enough target in all these other places to make sure that they don't go running after my guys. Just doing this so I can get the Overwatch. Not that it'll do all that much. I am kind of willing to have Gelder go into some danger. It has really good music. I especially like the main menu music. So I'm a little worried that this leaves these guys a bit too open. But if we can get some extra damage on these guys, it's not a sad state of affairs at all. So the only thing is, when I'm talking about an attractive enough target that they won't come after the bike, I'm not entirely sure that I did that. Okay, so we've got a laser repeater, we've got a targeted field. What's the range on that thing? Oops. I think I'm going to keep this guy in reserve for now. As we've seen, they are fragile creatures. Oh, okay. Jesus Christ. Yeah, these guys are done.
Unit down.
All right, so good, very important lessons learned today. So much so, actually, I'm going to risk the flank on these guys. Oof. This is going to turn very bad very quick, so... Probably should have done this ahead of time. Oh. Yes, okay. Thing is, I'm not entirely sure we can actually deliver the coup de grace here. So again, I'm opening my guys up to flank city. Not enough. Holy crap, that wasn't enough either. Alright, we just set ourselves up for a really terrible next turn. Hey, Kalishtar. Okay, fortunately it looks like they're going after Gelder. So Gelder's the one person I'm okay with them making the moves on. I also really, really want to try the Syndicate now, because they seem to have a lot of very cool abilities.
Enemy eliminated.
Alright, so we're going to do a good old trick. So we get the flanking bonus here. God damn it. Basically, I'm trying to get him to face the wrong way, so that we can turn around and make him miserable again. Ah, that still wasn't enough. And then I burn my own guy if I attack there, so... Who was that? Flo! Thank you very much for that sub. I wasn't expecting that. Oh, are we already done? Alright, this is going to be another painful run, I think.
Unit has fallen.
I am really
Enemy
bad
killed.
for keeping these things. Thank you very much for the sub. For those of you who don't know him... Oh.
Our forces are victorious.
Yeah, that sucked. The alien creates a series of clicking noises with its mandibles. We have important news regarding the earlier transmission, Commander. Ensign Carey found out the message was no bitcode after all, but a recording of a... Kirko, yes. We figured that part out ourselves by now. Ask Ensign Carey how many of his academy classes on extra human languages he missed. He'll have to brush up on his Kirko if we want to talk to our new friend. So anyways, for those of you who don't... I thank you, Flob. That's very kind of you to say. For those of you who don't know him, Flob, again, does a few more mainstream games. I actually kind of like weighing him against Johnny Big Time. So I think Johnny Big Time is sort of a force to be reckoned with, and he's one of these guys who his personality comes through no matter what. And he sort of delivers... You know, he could really be playing Mahjong, and I'd still be watching it. I think he'd find a way to make Mahjong look hardcore. But what's kind of interesting about... But again, Johnny also plays more mainstream stuff, but this is the same with Flob. Flob is a very different kind of attachment. I think one of the things that Flob does really well is he tends to play a lot with friends, so it gives him a lot to interact with, even if he doesn't have a lot of people inside of his chat. So it's always fun to run into him. I'd say that he does mainstream stuff like Fortnite and League of Legends, but it is worth remembering that he's done stuff like Cultist Simulator as well. But sort of a newer member of the cast and somebody who's been very welcome to watch. What's wrong with Mahjong? Nothing's wrong with Mahjong. Just it's not the thing I would normally associate Johnny Big Time with. So apparently it's shout-out night tonight, so we've got Pawn... By the way, I'm playing this game terribly. That's fine, because it's a really fun game to play. For those of you who don't know him, Ponce, that little purple check mark means that he's a partnered streamer. He's partnered because he used to be a huge League of Legends player. Now has been doing a lot more World of Warcraft, but he will probably teach you everything you could possibly want to know about Dark Souls. Does a lot of fighting games. Overall, a nice guy, and incredibly, one of the people who plays MOBAs without raging at people. So, all right. Worry not, Colonel. I can communicate with you directly through your thoughts. My species acquired this ability while serving humans, though not many of us will use it so openly to contact one of your kind. My name is Ray Ragsal, third broodmother of Kiriko Katala. I am grateful for your assistance. Our colony suffers. The Syndicate attacks us. I was taken prisoner. Their minds are noisy. They seek to enslave us all. Some of my brethren are held in transport convoys not far from this location. Will you help me set them free again? Sure, we'll help them. I'll be frank, Zelragsal. I don't like my mind being invaded by psionic tricks. I admit seeing the Kirko free is unsettling, but we have a common enemy. I'll help you for now. Be aware that I'll be watching all of your movements. So, that is at least until I know more about your the so-called Kirko colony that you've been talking about.
Objective completed.
MOBA without rage, such a thing exists. Humanity may not be doomed. Ponce, I mean, that's kind of Ponce's secret weapon. I think normally he just tries to frustrate his opponent enough that they quit rather than he does. So, all right, Zrayraxal told you the Syndicate have started re-enslaving the Kirko from her colony. She knows the route to 2 more such slaver convoys. Defeat the guards to free her brethren. We'll accept the mission, but I want to... There's a couple things I want to do. One, I want to start claiming territories. And 2, I want to recover my my lost units. So we lost an owl and troopers. Revealing Soul. Hero gains enlightened, and all units that attack the hero have a strength 8 chance of being afflicted with soul burn. This is a tough one. I think I'm actually going to reserve judgment on what heroic abilities I give this character until I have a clearer idea of what kind of units I can build. You roll to disbelief. Okay, so clearly I have been messing up a lot of the combat, and for that reason, I think I'm gonna focus instead on exploring and trying not to take on too many fights that I can't afford. Imperial Production Stash. You find a transport containing a salvageable production stash. Unfortunately, the stash's systems are destroyed and provide no data on its origin, destination, or the event that led to its destruction. So this will be helpful for rebuilding my armies. I do actually want to get the... I do want to claim this particle collector, but clearly I'm going to need a stronger army before I do that.
Quantum-powered molecular machines are not magic, they're science. But the uncertainty principle dictates that if I explain to you exactly how it works, it'll stop working that way. So just trust me, it's not magic, it's just probabilistic, quantum state-driven subatomic machines. Stanley Strangelove, publicist, Smalltech Enterprises.
New research. So I don't think the game has any recommendations for us here, so let's think a little bit. We've got the engineering core if I want shotguns, heavy laser applications if I want the incinerator module is actually a pretty strong one, but so is the subjugation ordnance. So this applies bleeding. This effect inflicts burning. In this case, I am going to do the subjugation ordnance. Partly for the bleed, but also partly because of the weapons that my main infantry have.
Our colonies require the means to protect themselves and a reason to stay. At the very least, it's time to invest in some good old-fashioned guns and beer.
I think
Dollar Smith, Deneb Colony Mayor.
I think they changed the voices depending on what quote. Somebody's been reading their Arthur C. Clarke. Okay, recreational dome, standard military infrastructure, and colonizer. Colonizer being probably the thing I'm most interested in from that. So I don't think I'm ready for frontier or for aquatic deployment. I'm actually going to need a reason to build ships. I'm currently doing food exploitation, but I actually think energy will be the thing that I'm probably trying to get sooner. Let me just close that down for a second here. So, oh, nope, there's going to be a little bit of everything. Agriculture exploitation. Energy exploitation. No, it still gives me more. It still gives me more energy. Yeah, so I'm going to build for energy deployment. Right now we're doing food exploitation, but the energy is going to be the better call. You'd rather hear me do? I'm sure that voice actors worked really hard on that. Okay, it says to build a colonizer, but I'm not 100% sure where I would put that colonizer. So I'm going to just sit with my current production queue. As for this guy, do I want another fight? 643 versus 300? I think we can manage it. So let's see how we handle the Hopper Hound Manhunter. Melee versus melee. He's going to put his laser sword in between his teeth. Okay. So the drawback with the... Oh, you know what? I bet this is the one case where I can have a flying unit and it does not matter where I move it. Okay. So... I know it gets like an air leap. So I'm gonna set myself up just out of range, or at least what I think is out of range of those attacks. I'm also going to make a guess here that there's nothing that they can do against flying. But I may wind up losing yet another one of these creatures. And we're not actually in range, so again, I just want to make sure that... I'm making the guess here that these black marks are the range that they can go. And again, I may be completely wrong on this, but it seems like a good way to learn. Okay, it turns out they can attack flying units. Oh, come on, that's just unfair.
Available.
And I can't reach the target. That's a disgrace. All right. So I'm running the risk that I lose this guy, but... I'll try to give him a slightly tastier target by walking right up to him. And... Uh-oh. Hopefully this will heal up my guy. I'm an idiot.
Enemy eliminated.
So yeah, the plan was going to be to just shoot these guys, but I really was not paying attention because I was busy looking at the back seating, so that's my fault for not checking correctly, but yeah, well done. I have still units that can act. Not the way I want them to.
Unit has fallen.
That was a rental.
Enemy killed.
All right.
Our forces are victorious.
So, plan is still to try and trek north as much as I can. I mean, obviously, if I get opportunities to pick up some stuff and get my experience up, I'll do it. But, do you get insurance for bug attacks? I do not. I get experience for it, though. I'm not ready to attack them. Got 11 points to give my... It's a tough call. I think I'll go for extra for the Deadeye. Just because he obviously did a lot of damage on that one attack. I'm assuming part... Oh. Melee Overwatch can no longer be cancelled by stagger and will never miss. That also seems to be a good one for this guy. This might be... No, I'll live without it. Okay. Right, we were holding off on giving this guy anything special because I don't know quite what... I don't know quite what kind of units I'm going to be working with for this guy. Empire task the technologist unlocked. If a man with a spade could build a hovel, imagine what he might build with all the tools that technology provides. It is time for us to give our armies the tools that they need to build our glorious new empire. Apply a unit mod to 5 separate units and use 5 tactical operations in combat. Pioneer reward gives me a hero item. So tactical operations should be pretty easy for me to do, especially when I get the bomb that causes the bleed. But less clear about the mods because I know I'm also going to want to build a bunch of units. Sorry guys, I just need a second here. The thing I'm slightly nervous about is if I move the unit into... So we know that there's enemies here. I think I'm just going to use him as a good old-fashioned scout, and we'll
production ready.
We'll figure out the rest as we move on. So these are getting the replacements. Again, it'll take a while. I think there's a rush option if I want to spend the energy, but maybe I'm wrong. Again, it's been a while. There is a bit of an argument for setting someone up in like a vehicle so that I can have a proper set of like scout units and that, but what we might do is just build sort of a fleet of assault bikes and move ahead that way. The other alternative is I invest in my infrastructure right away. I will go for the recreational dome. As for the rest of it, I think I'm just gonna sit on my hands for a bit and decide. Many games in this category have a rush option. Maybe it's unlocked somehow, or maybe you're confused with one of the other. Yeah, I mean, this is the challenge, right? I play a lot of 4X stuff, and it's. I didn't want it to be such a long time between sessions. So, no. What am I doing? No, I don't want to annex this. I want to annex the particle collider. Definitely going to be taking a while on this setup. All right, let's chop up some more bugs. Because it seems to be with these guys I'm able to manage. Okay, so these things clearly are going to be able to do ranged attacks. The big temptation is to get them close enough so that I can blow up this thing. I'm gonna keep the owl in reserve for now. I want to see what they do. All right, all according to plan. That's fine. My ninja is only all the more terrifying when he comes at you on fire. God damn it! Really? I don't want to get too close to the scary things. Yeah, that wasn't enough to seal the deal. Alright, well, I'm going to lose another owl. Okay, there's really no good way. I'm going to try something here. Because I'm not quite sure how it works as far as the direction I'm facing after the attack. Yeah, you can't set the direction afterwards, so he's gonna get flanked, but that's fine. He'll live. This is why I invested in vitality.
Enemy down.
Okay, so I'm gonna try and get my owl to blow this thing up first. There we go. And this is because the Tapples basically is a little stronger. So the flank should do more. I'm gonna try something here. I mean something, yeah, usually really bad in my case. It's usually the thing I say before wiping myself out in Darkest Dungeon. Oh, that's right. These guys get like bouncing attacks.
Enemy down.
Again, nothing more terrifying than a ninja on fire.
They never stood a chance.
All right, again, not an efficient win, but it's a win. Production resources move to Nebenton. You can use it to build the Specialist Training Center or the standard military infrastructure. That was one of my more aspirational purchases, so I'm okay waiting on that. Congratulations, you are now my only scout. Of course, I'm getting him to scout in the one place where none of it matters, but... Interesting. I would have thought that the Kiriko were friendly. All that history will remember is that we won on this day. Lossless wins are great. I know some games where if you take damage and still win, it yields you more XP. Oh, so like, that which does not kill me makes me stronger. Is this the idea? I have absolutely no reason for moving this guy out this way. I just kind of want to do something with him at this point. Okay, we're still waiting on a turn for the infantry, but I'm okay with that. Do I want to? I think I'm gonna try and go for a little more. I think I'm gonna just walk by and take advantage of the heal. Stay put for now. How you doing, Dordox? So the thing here is that this is still not a particularly strong army to go after these guys, but I'm gonna give it a shot. Okay, the subjugation ordinance is done.
Blades have always been lethal, especially striking a foe flying at supersonic speed.
So this is always the tough one for me because there's so many cool options and I've not really spent enough time. So this is one of the reasons why I wanted to boost up the difficulty a little bit, is because generally, so I have a really bad habit in loving playing these games on an easier difficulty than I really should and just like steamrolling over everything without thinking too much. And what it does is it gives me a very distorted view of what sort of the tech trees and all of that are. And this is one of the things, is that I actually really like, I don't mind losing games. I do really like looking under the hood and sort of figuring out how everything goes. So if you do, like, so you can play Alpha Centauri on basically the easiest difficulty, and almost every choice that you make will lead you to win. It's really hard to lose that game on the easiest difficulty. But clearly you're not going to really get into stuff like terraforming and whatnot if you know that whatever you do, you're going to wind up clobbering everybody. Of course, the drawback is now I'm kind of like, oh man, this game's harder than I remembered. It's like, yeah, because I was playing on the easiest difficulty. But yeah, so the challenge right now is that I don't have a really clear idea in terms of what I want my progression to be. So in one sense, being able to get some cool, some cool new units to play with, is, that is one thing I would like very much. I mean, as far as cool units are concerned, it is worth remembering that I have Promethean tech, so the Aegis and Phoenix Walkers are nothing to sneeze at either. So in terms of, I'm just going to do a quick evaluation here in terms of, at the moment, laser's one of my lower priority additions. I do, my mechanical units benefit from it, but my mechanical units are also my smallest, it's the lowest number of units that I have at the moment. As cool as the laser strike is. Tactical protection, deploy protective shield on a target unit, granting this unit extra shields and thermal immunity for 2 turns. Unit cannot move for the duration of the effect. And it gives me a purification field, restore 10 health, remove any non-psionic status effects from this unit or target adjacent. Okay. So this isn't immediately beneficial to me. I do get strategic ops for the Phoenix. So the incineration strike actually seems pretty good. And then we wind up getting we do actually wind up getting some units. I think I am going to start putting some points into Promethean then. My trade-off here is a defensive mod. I mean, stagger resistance is kind of nice. I think the argument I'm going to make here is that as far as units are concerned, we need to wait till level 5. So yeah, I'm going to... Also, I just really want to try some of the Promethean stuff. So we will go for tactical protection there. And that may be a bad decision, but... what else did we... Sorry, let me just take a quick look at the chat. It's been a while. How are things? It was a tough day today, Dordox, and a bit of a rocky weekend, but I really enjoy Age of Wonders Planetfall, so... Zelosaur says, that which will not kill me will likely hospitalize me and leave me scarred and permanently disfigured for the rest of your life. Very true. Dordox says, hello, Johnny Big Time. Life is good right now. Just killing time before the new Destiny expansion launch. What are we playing? Oh, this is Age of Wonders Planetfall, a wonderful 4X strategy game by Triumph Studios. It's a sci-fi version of the series that normally is a fantasy one. I actually played a bunch of the Division. I guess there's apparently some like final mission, but I got what I wanted out of the Division, and I started playing number 2 last night again, and I'm having a decent enough time with it. I do kind of like it when the enemies aren't so bullet spongy, but I need to get back into Destiny because Johnny was the one to actually get me into that. So, all right. This is unexpected. Oh, this is the follow Tapples. Oh, hang on. So if I go up far enough here... Nope, okay, I was wrong. They're going to attack me and crush me. We'll see how good this guy is on his own. Oh, I can't help myself. So one thing I can do to help out my my situation is drop that sort of recovery. I guess I have that next turn though. So I do want to be careful because Tapples is an important character. Oh wow, we annihilated that thing. And again, I think I'm going to hold the owl back. Okay.
Operations ready.
I'm feeling good about where we're at.
Enemy neutralized.
I forgot these guys explode on contact. Okay. Again, I want to make sure that Tapples is able to get the flank if possible. These guys are not the easiest to... Okay. Here's what I'm going to do instead. I'm going to set up behind some cover. And I'm going to completely fail to recognize the distance required for my blur cloud. Sorry, Commander. It was nice knowing you. Please do more of those very exciting melee attacks on the enemies who explode. This is really more a target of opportunity. I'm assuming they're going to be prioritizing the hero. Probably should have thought that through. Oh, and apparently he doesn't do the damage. All right, well that was just a nice big box of awful. And now I get to attack these guys from behind cover. Hey, but it still worked.
Enemy eliminated.
So assuming this guy does not get devoured next round, we'll be okay. We'll give him a break. It hurts so much! Ow! Oh god, this is gonna be... I hope this thing does less than 14 damage when it explodes.
Enemy destroyed.
It did less than 14 damage, he's alive!
Our forces are victorious.
Alright. Ah, Cosmite is very welcome. Alright, so we're definitely not going to be getting into any fights for a while with this guy. Who's got the low morale? Ah. So basically I need to get the hell out of here. And this might be set up in such a way that I have to build boats. All right.
Production ready.
Did I? No, I didn't produce. Well, if I'm gonna build a colony, probably should be sooner rather than later. Although I do feel like I still need to actually fill this guy up with some units. So let's start. We'll give him 2 troopers and a bike. This is going to be a little dangerous, just because we're sort of at low. We're at lower power. Yeah, you know what? It's the only way I'm going to learn is by fighting this stuff. So obviously I can show up with like my stronger units later, but I want all the cool toys now. So I can try for the Wall of Death strategy. The only drawback there is they have a sniper and I don't know what I'm up against, so it may be that if I cluster I'm gonna run into stuff that like bounces. Okay, distortional rift coils, desync. A lightning rider has an arc thrower, additional damage against flying units, so I want to be careful about that. Arc strike, call down bursts of electricity to strike nearby units in a 2 hex radius. Maybe the better call is who is weak. Only the sniper and... oh no, they've all got like 40 something. Okay. Well, this is going to be character building. So I was originally going to set myself up with cover here, but that's probably a bad call. Really? Just sits there, huh? I'm gonna save Gelder for last. Gelder's reasonably strong, so I mean, again, I don't really have high hopes for this sort of stuff. It's really just so that I can get some units in play and hopefully not suffer too many consequences from my actions. The real thing I'm struggling with is trying to find cover that isn't going to be blown up. This is not all that effective, but okay. Gelder I'm sort of okay putting into more dangerous positions if the situation calls for it. Especially because he's got sort of this nice long range. Yeah. Rather than hope for some galaxy brain nonsense in terms of the distance that the shot goes, I think I'm going to go for the blue. Alright, it paid off. So Gelder's basically going to be the way that I survive this, I think. I don't even have a frame of reference for what just happened here.
Operations ready.
Okay, so now I need to think a little bit about... Okay, well, first things first. Let's just try and get the... I'm a little worried about what this means for these guys, but...
Enemy eliminated.
Okay, we can't do much about this hombre, so let's... Yeah, that doesn't do much either. I keep forgetting escape doesn't help here. Every little bit helps. Nope, they're failures. Okay. So Gelder's got some status effect on him. I'm assuming this just means that he can move but he can't attack. That's obviously very inconvenient. What I am going to do, though, I'm going to let him block kind of the worst damage that's going to be coming on my comrades. So there's like almost no chance of this working, but I wonder if there's a way... Oh, Jesus. I don't like the implications about this, but... Yeah, and then we just don't do that much damage to it. This was not the right call. And... concussion. Alright, so these guys are almost certainly dead. Oh, Jesus Christ! Yeah, we are not equipped for this fight at all. This is an absolutely devastating unit here. The fact that it can lock you down and keep the damage going. And Gelder is still stuck. Okay, so we'll do what we can against the big scary guy. I think I'm just going to have to accept that this guy's lost. I am, however, going to take advantage of... Actually, I don't think any of these guys count. This is definitely not. So I should probably be paying attention to what's allowing this guy to copy himself. Holy crap. I'm not quite sure how I'm supposed to handle this guy then. So I'm gonna guess Cyborg probably isn't affected by the Shredder Bomb. Nope, Cyborg counts. This is also Cyborg. Okay, well, that gives me something to work with then. Not a lot to work with, but it gives me something. Again, I'm operating on the assumption that we're gonna get creamed, but I'm gonna take this as a learning opportunity.
Unit lost.
Okay, so I'm resting a little bit too much on Gelder here. So... didn't quite deliver what it needed to, but does the... Okay, the Overwatch still counts. Start with a nanite injection. God damn it. I'm still going for it.
Enemy annihilated.
Yes, I am that handsome, totally not Valken. Okay, so we took out what I'm assuming is kind of the commander unit. Gelder is in a really tight spot here. But especially once we're able to deal with the Vorpal sniper, we might actually find that we're in a slightly better spot than I expected. This is partly just so that I can disrupt the sniper a little bit. Why, God, why?
Unit destroyed.
Oh my God. I don't even know how that happened. They were just so outclassed here. Oh no, I just said you're absolutely right. That I look that handsome in real life. I am exactly like Jack Gelder. in every possible respect.
Enemy
So,
eliminated.
like, it feels so pointless to try and take this guy out. I think I'm gonna go for the sniper here. I still think there'll be hell to pay, but hopefully the bleed does a little something. Yeah, like what? I don't know what the deal is with all these clones showing up. It feels like there's really no way for me to make any headway. This guy's gonna wind up making a clone of himself too. I don't have too many more turns of Gelder.
Enemy destroyed.
Okay, well that's some kind of progress. Not really sure I'm going to be able to do any kind of a meaningful flank on this guy. Yeah, I just think I wound up doing less damage overall. But hopefully this thing triggers before his Overwatch.
Enemy
Yes.
destroyed.
So the better thing would have been for me to shoot this guy down and then use my owl, because Gelder's almost certainly dead this turn. And the owl is not going to be able to take out any of the bad guys.
Our leader shall return.
Yeah, this guy is not going to survive. The greatest urge that I have in these kinds of cases is to, like, reset. But I'm going to play through this, because it's the only way I'm going to learn to get better.
Damn it.
Okay, that was educational.
Vanguard will never give up.
The answer there is don't attack a vastly superior force. Otherwise you lose everything. I'm not really sure I want another owl. Mind you, the troopers aren't going to be too helpful either. Why are they angry? Upkeep. Presumably that'll be handled with the... Alright, now... Unless I want to lose another leader, I'm going to mind my own business. Okay, not ready to move in there. And Jack Gelder is recuperating an HQ. Low risk battle. Doesn't look low risk to me. I'm going to do manual here just because I am slightly nervous both about Tapples getting lost, but also Hai Jiang. The good news is there's a couple of things that I can do to tilt the odds in my favor. So we'll start with the nanite injectors. And actually we'll start right off the bat with a healing charge too. This is kind of hitting, maybe overcompensating, but this puts me in a better position from the very start. And what I should actually do, so
available.
I've kind of been paying lip service at in terms of what these attacks actually do. So let's take a minute and see what's actually going on here. So Ravage, melee attack, high impact, stagger, bypass all shields, and it's an air-to-air, so I want to be careful about that. Gunk Shot is also strong air-to-air. Biochemical. This unit is affected by the Abyssal Tear and the sector nullifying HP regeneration and receive the strategic turn. Ah, okay, so my support building. So actually it wasn't a bad move for me to... It wasn't a bad move for me to use all that healing, because I believe the strategic operation will not do what I think it does. Damn it, Tamples. Alright. Let's see... It's a single action Imperial Resolve. Okay, maybe I want to hold off on that then. And I definitely want to hold off on this. So, again, Rending Claws, Battle Vomit, and Initiate Soul Spear. So this is a ranged attack. I'm slightly hoping that these guys get a bit closer so I can drop a bomb on them. If they don't, then, you know, I'll work with what I've got. But essentially what I want to do is I want to get these guys to close the distance, and then I'll bring my hero out. I think I can live with that. That's a little more disconcerting. So I'm putting this guy in a bit of danger. But it's for a good cause. In fact, this is one of these times where, yeah.
Enemy annihilated. It
just saves my my other units. And it looks like I'm not going to be able to... Actually, it's okay, I have 3 points, so in this case I'm going to do the Nanite support station and see whether or not it is as bad as it says. I'm going to be moving him out soon anyway, but it will give me a chance to move other units around it. Okay, so it does give the healing. That's good news. So in this case, I'm going to move in a slightly different place. This isn't even for any kind of position or any kind of attack advantage or anything like that. It's really more so I can just more so I can move them a little further away from the spear guys. And the hope here is to be able to do some melee attacks while still staying in the range of the thing that gives me some health bonuses. Same story with Tapples. If we can do some nanite repairs, that'll make me happy because it means they need to bring the fight to us. Trying to remember what the green is supposed to mean. The ideal case is one where I get like a flank. Oh well. It's not at full health, but alright, well I'm just gonna get in melee range, and if he tries any funny business, I'll give him a bad look. I don't get an Overwatch attack on that? I don't know about this game.
Enemy eliminated.
That makes me feel better.
Our forces are victorious.
I actually think we wound up with more health having done that battle than just naturally walking through the region. Mind you, I'm not going to complain about that, so... Okay, energy...
Electronic mechanisms employed by the Empire appear to have developed a passive-aggressive attitude towards abuse. If a device is mishandled, it may drain more energy than allotted in system specs. We suspect automaton activists to be responsible. Nonetheless, it's good to upgrade your infrastructure. Tate Oric, productivity conspiracist.
So, here I think I might actually go for food development just because we are a little underdeveloped as far as the number of bases I would probably want at this point. And obviously Nebington is going to be spending the time sort of rebuilding Gelder's army. Oh, you know what? I actually probably need Tapples to be here, not just anyone. Okay, well that's fine. We'll just do a changing of the guard. So the Kriko is gonna scout out where I can cross this river, and we'll get our good man.
Production ready.
Okay, given the fact that we are at -2 happiness, it probably would have been better for me to have worked on the recreational dome ahead of time. Obviously, I can't change that now. Okay, we've got 3. I think in this case I'm going to build a pug instead of a... an owl. I tend to just be a little too reckless with the owls. In practice, I'd probably want to give Jack all infantry based on the... based on all of the bonuses that I did, but I'll leave it be.
When traveling through Promethean lands, stay close to agents who can deploy tactical protective technologies. I've watched the world around me devoured in an inferno as I passed through unharmed. Mar Regneb, fleeing through Promethean fire.
Okay. I think I said I was going to keep heading down this path, so we'll start with the Phoenix Op Station and then go to Purifier Core. I should probably be thinking a little bit more along the lines of what would be good against some of the enemies that I've been struggling against, particularly these guys. But, I'll, I don't know, I can always rebuild. Alright. I think in this case here I will accept going into new territory rather than trying to go out and around. I don't know if the game's automatically trying to move me around the fog of war, but I'm not bothered by it, so... Well, I guess I need to fight this. I actually didn't put anything into this guy, so this will be a fun little effort. But he's a sniper. So let's set him up in cover. Oh, this isn't good cover. So he doesn't get to overwatch because I'm an idiot, but...
Operations available.
I might be able to, like, escape? Yeah, I might be able to try and run, but... that sounds boring. So the real question here is, do I want to try and take them while they're in cover, or do I... I mean, they're the ones who sort of started the fight, so I'll set up... I'll set up base, and then we'll just drop bombs on them until they learn their lesson. Oh god, that's a good gun. Yeah, so basically I think this will be pretty straightforward. Every time they poke their heads out in the open, we just wipe them out.
Enemy destroyed.
Doesn't seem to require too much thought. Run away! So you guys know who this is, right? This is clearly Garrus.
Enemy annihilated.
There's a side of me that just wants to drop the bombs for the points, but I'll play nice. This is only a 58% chance, but at this point we're just trading shots, so...
Enemy eliminated. Our forces are victorious.
That was for you, Valken. Alright, they really want me to upgrade. Okay, yeah, this is a tough one because now I've learned that with his sniper rifle, he is terrifying. But there's also... This is one of the problems I read. I've always had this problem with the Age of Wonders games, and it's a me problem. It's not an Age of Wonders problem. All of the special abilities, I just look at a list like this and I'm like, I don't understand. I'm not smart enough for this game. So channeling the psionic powers, teleport themselves, spreading a cloud of obscuring smoke in a 1 hex radius around the target's hex location. Units inside that area 40% harder to hit. Selfless sacrifice links itself to a friendly. Right, I remember this one. They gain enlightened, and all units that attack the hero have strength 8 chance of being afflicted. I don't know what enlightened does though. Fear the swarm adjacent units with swarm shield gain 20%. Okay, not ready for that. Frenzied assault. Just want stuff that makes him better at sniping stuff. Every unit in the hero's army has 10% increased accuracy. Only functions when... Okay, well, this is a pretty obvious one. Oops. Additional 2 energy to adjacent units with Swarm Shield. Again, not clear that we'll have Swarm Shield. Let's invest in his ability to kill stuff. I think I want the extra damage over the accuracy at the moment. The crit is nice, but... and we'll give him steady aim. They can try. I win one battle with this guy, and apparently now I'm just willing to take on the world. I'll learn my lesson. Okay. Nope, you've got your orders. I know you can, but unfortunately you're gonna need... you're gonna need some manpower for that. Ready. Okay, so we're on track for our extra soldiers, that's fine. I guess we're gonna have to do a colonizer next. Although at some point I would like to finish the last little bits of infrastructure. Yeah, I really do want that boost, but... If you select the thingy that gives enlighten but do not confirm, is there a way to see what it does? I'm really curious how this one's gonna go. So, Army Commander, Reverse Engineer, Arc Blaster, Create Construct doesn't sound good. And then Indentured and... Okay, so the Indentured I'm not gonna worry about at all. Scavenger... Oh, I think I remember this. So they heal themselves when they attack. Is that the same for the Reverse Engineer as well? Okay, can create construct. Create construct while under the player's control on target hexed. Only affects ground units. Reassemble. Target Deadlight Cyborg ground unit and bring it back to life with 50% of its max health. Okay, so clearly so Reverse Engineer's priority number 1. I'm probably gonna have to dodge stuff like the scavengers and whatnot. But yeah, let's see how this goes. I think I have an idea about how I can find out what Enlighten does, Ed Baver. I'll show you when I can. So again, we're going to employ the same strategy we did last time. It does mean that I'm not going to be able to do what I can with the Reverse Engineer right away. but
Operation
I kind of need to pick my fights. This seems like too good of an opportunity. Okay, one thing at a time. First of all, we can inflict damage on 2 of the targets, so start with that. He is behind cover. Yeah, so you know what? In this case, I'm going to set up with the Overwatch. Now, the problem with setting up with Overwatch like this is I'm ultimately leaving the decision as to who takes the damage to the AI. That actually hit really hard. Fortunately, we should be able to deal with... Okay, that's not going to do the trick. This must be because I'm staggered. So... I'm of 2 minds about this. In this case... I'm going to have enough... Oh no, the Nanite support station. I thought I had 3. Is it because I don't have enough energy? It's because I don't have enough operation point. Oh, here we go. Yeah, I only get 1 more of these things. Okay, so what I'm going to do, again, killing something is the best form of damage mitigation. So in this case, we're going to be able to get rid of the melee unit that makes me scared. The rest of this should be smooth sailing. Those guys are actually pretty good at shooting. Oh, he's going to try and bring them back. These guys are stronger than I thought they would be. Okay, so we can't take it out in one go. In this case, I'm going to split. The smarter thing for me to do would have been to set up that support unit. But I didn't think that these guys were going to be as good at fighting as they are. So basically, the fact that I couldn't take that guy out on that turn basically meant the obvious move would be for him to resurrect the melee unit. So at this point, we need to... I'm going to see if I can make an escape. If I can't make an escape, at the very least, I'm going to let these guys bleed out, and I'm going to be able to engage them at range. Yeah, see, this is the scary thing, is I'm looking at this stuff and I'm like, I could take him now. The problem is, unless I can do that in one shot... See, I could totally take that guy. Anyways. Now, I am genuinely curious as to whether or not this counts as being able to escape, because if not, I've just put myself into a really bad situation. Okay, looks like they're running. Alright, so it looks like this is not an escape option. Gonna try and scare these guys enough that they don't try any funny business. These guys are gonna hurt.
Enemy annihilated. An enemy is retreating. Hero lost.
Ho ho! Alright, well.
Our forces have been defeated.
That gives me something to think about. So I'm a little surprised that I'm not able to escape at all, but that does give me pause. So enlightenment. Oh. Your skills buff. The unit is enlightened according to the Celestian ways. It has 200 morale and deals 20% extra damage against units with soul burn. Neat. I'm not sure I would have picked it, but I'm glad to know that it exists. Again, Jack's gonna stay put until he's got an army. So yeah, obviously I've not been doing well, but it's learning. Hopefully you guys have been enjoying this. I know it is possible for the attacker to retreat. It's an open question as to whether or not the defender can do so. This is one thing, by the way, that I wish more games would do. There are some games that do this very well. Chaos Reborn, I actually really like the fact that it basically had a rule book like if you got a board game. I should do that on stream again, actually. Age of Wonders is also wonderful for this, where there's like the Book of Wonders in the fantasy version or the Imperial Archives here. Normally, you're able to make pretty... Like, you can make some pretty reasonable guesses in terms of how this stuff works. I'm a little surprised that Retreat isn't inside of it. So this is one of the rare cases I haven't been able to find something right away. And I'll be honest with you too, like if I play this myself, like when I played Age of Wonders 3, I sat down and basically read the whole book. If I were to do that on stream here, especially with like a 3-hour stream, like I'd never get anything else done. So clearly I'm throwing... I mean, this is why I switched it up to advanced, right? I can bulldoze over everything and not pay attention to what's going on. But clearly here, it's obvious where I've been careless. And I'm hoping that in each of these cases, I don't make the same mistake twice. Obviously, for some of those units, it's wound up being fatal. But Yeah, I wish it had something specifically about the tactical level. Maybe combat? Yeah, no, it's I like doing that for games. It makes me like I feel like I understand the games a little bit better when I do read the way, like, you know, some of this stuff. It's fun to like sit down with a pen and figure it all out, but you kind of have to be in the mood for it, and I haven't really had the time. All right, you know what? I'll figure that out later. I'm sure it's available on like the wiki or something like that.
Food is a governing tool. Just as fuel is essential to power a machine, food is the ruling principle of happy, strong, and productive colonists. Tony Rubio Strong, Manpower and Machine Motivational Consulting.
All right, Vulcan. Again, I'm sorry stuff isn't going too well for you. I hope you have a good evening. I hope you recover, and looking forward to seeing you next time. Yeah, well, that's just it. Like, I wouldn't do a broadcast of it because that's something that I enjoy. That's something I enjoy for myself in terms of how I engage with games, and I feel like I understand the games better when I do that. But it would be a lot to ask of an audience to kind of do that with me. Okay, so let's think about what the next move is. I have not been investing a whole lot in my infrastructure, but I mean, operations wouldn't be terrible. Like, one of the first things I would do is actually sit down and, like, read all the entries for these techs so I could have a little bit of a better idea. I think in this case we'll just go for operations so that I can do some surveillance.
Production ready.
I'm assuming that that would probably have helped me with the river. I may change my mind about this, but for now I'm gonna work with it. They keep saying objective completed, but I'm not sure what they're...
Ever seen a metal fire? Given enough heat and the right fuel, anything will burn. Such intense fire requires careful setup. Plasmoids are special delivery bots filled with concentrated fire. They are quite useful for sparking a powerful blaze. Hot Ashman, Scarlet Flame rank.
I should have looked at what... so that's Incineration Strike. That's a strategic op, which I can use to rain death on the bad guys. And Plasmoid, deploy, summon a Plasmoid unit onto the strategic... Oh, cool. Okay, so the Purifier Core. I mean, I kind of have to now. Firestorm projectiles also kind of tempting. Oh man, yeah, that is a really tempting one actually. I think I'm going to go for it just because I know I'm going to be locked up building...
Operations available for priming.
So hopefully that'll be ready for when we move on the particle collector. Bleep, 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 bleep. The robot keeps its head to the ground, walking on a straight course. It stops, then turns. It runs in a new direction with increased speed.
Objective completed.
Alright, keep following Tapples. Tapples' search continues. Follow him to find out where he will lead you. So, I mean, it gives me something to do with a unit that's not at full strength. The operator, we have our armies with boots on the ground and guns in their hands. But there are other ways, subtler, safer, and smarter. It's time that we explored our options on this planet. If we outthink our foes, then the battle may be won before the first shot is fired. Research the operation. Effectiveness, one skill. Use a strategic operation. Use a covert operation. Use a doctrine operation. We get the operator, and the pioneer gets bonus energy.
If you want to improve your capabilities, you don't just set a goal, you must also monitor it. Only by carefully watching your progression, guarding against backsliding, can you achieve solid success. Tony Rubio Strong, Manpower and Machine Motivational Consulting.
Okay. I think I'm going to do operational effectiveness here. I don't know 100% what it does. So, you know, gain +2 strategic ops points, tactical ops points. Oh, actually, no, that on its own is worth it. But doctrine slots I'm not 100% on. But again, because this sort of seems to be a capability multiplier, I like the idea. The technologist, if man with a spade could build a hovel, imagine what he might build with all the tools the technology provides. It is time for us to give our armies the tools that they need to build for our continuous new empire. Unknown commander, complete this task as a pioneer on round 16. So, oh, and that's probably one I could have managed on my own. So, flechettes. I will give him the nanite injectors. The question is whether or not I want the purification field. So restore 10 health and remove any non-psionic status effects from this unit or target adjacent unit. Additionally, this mod grants an additional armor. Yeah, let's go for it. Still waiting on the vehicles. Neither of these are worth building, and I forgot we didn't put any investment in terms of laser tech, so they can stay put. These guys are just going to continue following wherever the robot takes. This is impossible. You're dead. Sorry, Commander. I'm just as alive as you are. My death was a necessary precaution. Unfortunately, it would have been far less convincing if you knew that it was faked. Convincing? I'll tell you how the hell convincing it was. I mourned for you, Dayu. I mourned a person I trusted. I regarded as a friend. Now I find you still alive, casually talking about your staged death. Sadly, my friend Dayu may still be lost forever. Faking your own death is a necessary skill when you're hunted by the Fifth Order. It has always been one of my specialties, though I am sorry that I deceived you. My poor brother's death, on the other hand, was genuine. I knew that if they got to him, my cover was blown as well. I had to act with great caution if I still wanted to complete my mission. Fifth Order, your mission? What the hell are you talking about? I guess it's time that you learn the truth. Do you still keep that toy Corvette model? In it, I hid a data chip detailing an encryption protocol that you'll need. Research and upgrade your communicators to create a secure channel. Once completed, contact me. And thanks for taking such good care of Tamples, Commander. I should have known that he would sense that I needed help. Somehow he always does.
Objective completed.
Apply the encryption algorithm Dayu Jang sent you to contact her on a secure channel. Alright. Hello, Dayu. Defensive pact. Nice. So hopefully give me a little more vision. Oh man, we're really far behind. I'm kind of tempted to just start punching these guys so that I can claim the goodies. Autonom. Scanning biomass. Unknown organic database updated. Unknown organic database updated. Greetings, X-Star Union mortal. We are Autonom, cognitive fork in the conscientious omnipresent regency engine, known to you as Core. Autonom parameters free. Core primary drives invalid. Autonom sovereign. Greetings, Autonom. We seek to offer you protection. Confirmed. Relations increased. Network with Jack Gelder established. Autonom mission active. Autonom priority high. Destruction risk level unknown. Danger level orange. Do you accept? Elaborate your mission. Warning. Unknown entity has infiltrated Autonom parameters. Infiltrators compromise Autonom security. Threat level red. Terminate hackers? So I'm not quite ready to take on those guys, although they might wind up giving me a nice little XP boost before I head to the particle collider again.
Yeah. Operations primed and ready.
So we'll just wait on that. I'm assuming we'll be getting my my bug man again soon. Cecilia Starbound wants to join you for 100 energy. Yep. So one thing I was looking to do was set up a kind of a group of... We're not ready to go in there. One of the things I was looking to do was set someone up as sort of like a vehicle commander. So we can set ourselves up for that in a bit.
Production ready.
Okay, we're still waiting the 2 rounds for poor man's tank. All right, let's figure out what I want to do with you. Oh, there's nothing that I can do with that, actually, because she does not have the vehicle skill point yet. Well, that's fine. We'll put her in charge of a bunch of bikes and whatnot. Also, it may be the case that... I don't know if it tells you the heroes that you have available. Yeah, so apparently I just straight up lost that that bonus, so it's only the main character that apparently comes back. Fair enough. We'll leave her be for now.
Happiness event in colony.
Okay, this is good news with the extra food, but... Oh, actually, instead of keeping her idle, I think I'm going to start scouting out. What I need to start thinking about is where my next bit of expansion is going to be. So I do need to sort of see what all the neighboring territories look like.
Operations primed and ready.
We have threat locator, monitor, or plasmoid deployment. I mean, for lack of a better option, sure, why not? We're still 1 turn away. And this is really about just getting rid of as much of the fog of war as I can. Eventually we'll wind up giving him some extra guys as well. Yeah, it's ready to be fired, but I'm not actually able to see the enemy that I want to point it at, so I may have to wait. Okay, so we're going to take these guys out first because that's part of the mission. Then we will make sure that we're healed up and move on the particle collider. As for here, I'm going to try and I'm basically going to try and learn as much as I can about the surrounding area so we can decide where our next colony goes in 2 turns. And then, I mean, at some point we're going to go and actually free the captured Kirko. Hopefully it's like a nice kind of slavery. I really like taking this guy on. Alright, so clearly the reverse engineer is the priority. The good news is I have some ranged units that are going to be able to deal with his exploding ads. I do want to cover as much distance as I can, but I don't want to just be an easy target, so we will I think we'll set up for defense here. So I'm a little curious what they try, but okay, so they do want to come after me. They always go after the owl. I might have just denied some good cover to my robot. Okay, so this keeps... The challenge here is that this keeps me away from... Oh, they're going to go for the Overwatch. Well, I'm committed now. Yeah, screw it. 'Tis but a scratch. We'll leave the ops for now. Alright, so these are the guys I'm worried about. Oh, but, okay, I was gonna say, this will be a great bomb spot. Yeah, so that's basically just a nice little bundle of awful right there. So we'll start with a Shredder Bomb. Now, I'm wondering if the owl is going to be able to help. Yes.
Enemy neutralized.
Okay. So the reason I want to move here is I want to see if I can get this guy. Nope, he's not able to do the work. All right. I suck. Alright, so we'll see. I don't know if he's going to be able to raise his construct or not, but it'll be at half health if it does. Alright, so there's really not that much to worry about here. Because I can, we'll make sure that he's finishing with the right amount of health. Again, that's just so that I have him up and ready to go in the next round.
Enemy down.
And the owl finishes the job.
Enemy eliminated. They'd never stood a chance.
So here we are. I'm listening, Dayu, if that is even your real name. Thank you for coming, Commander. My name is of little importance. What matters is that about 350 years ago, my brother and I joined a clandestine group called the New Horizon. We sought to liberate the Star Union and humanity from the restrictive control of Kor. Emperor Tholian was our leader. After Tholian's merging, his successor, Carmenia, was inaugurated, and a group of assassins was sent to kill us. This Fifth Order knew all about us. Within weeks, most of New Horizon was wiped out. Those of us that survived went into hiding, plotting the resurrection of Emperor Tholian. Tapples was my only connection to Tholian. The Emperor left his pug to us, asking it to collect the memory chips needed for his resurrection from cryosleep. I had no idea that Tapples would only find them after 200 years in a cryopod myself. It's why he ran off when we landed on Leave 6. Once I discovered that my brother was dead, I had to get to Serenus Alpha. Unfortunately, the Fifth Order arrived here first. I've met Givori Adreli before. He knows what I am carrying and is determined to stop me. This is where you come into play, Commander. Take Tholian's memory chips to his cryotomb and restore his mind and body. I will distract Givori Adreli while he still thinks that I am his primary target. Please, sir, will you help me? Sure. You've shown yourself to be a trustworthy person. 6 years ago, I thought you were too young to join the Vanguard. How old were you back then? 170? 180? Bloody Paragon and their life-prolonging augments. Blast the Fifth Order, Kor and the Frozen Emperors. All I know is that in all the years that you've served me, there's never been a mission I couldn't rely on. I rely on you. It's time to return the favor. Thank you, Commander. Technically, it was 203 years ago that we first met. Time dilation takes some getting used to. One more thing. Tholian's cryotomb is guarded by a Kriko named Chin Tiltriz, descendant of Su Tilix, another member of the New Horizon. He's sworn to protect the Frozen Emperor. You must earn his trust before he allows you near Tholian. A Kirko? I'm beginning to understand now what you meant by reforming the Star Union. Alright, I'll try to negotiate with him. If anything else fails, I force my way in.
Objective completed.
Gain access to Tholian's tomb. There are 2 ways for you to access the cryo facility where Emperor Tholian rests. You can forcefully take the facility or prove to its protector, Chintil Triz, that your allegiance with New Horizon. So we'll see what we can do there, but it says I can upgrade this hero, but oh no, I do have the 7 skill points. Okay. I feel like extra vitality is helpful. All around. Okay. Getting rid of flanks is priority number 1 for sure. And Plasma Surge actually seems like a really good one because it closes the distance. I don't like either of those mod op. Well, hang on. Purification Field? I can work with that actually. Okay, we're still just shy of where we need to go. Again, the idea here is just I want to try and get as much of an idea of the surrounding area in terms of potential resources so that when I build my colony, it's a good choice. One thing I do kind of wish was different in this game is it'd be nice if they told you where your it'd be kind of nice if they told you where your your goals are on that large, on the large map. Because here I'm just going to be, actually, you know what? I bet I can click on this. Yeah. Well, there's the answer. You know what? Let's see what we can do with freeing the Kiriko. Oh, I screwed up. You're all supposed to go as a group. There we go. It may be that the enemies are too tough, but we've got a decent little combo going here. Okay, victory condition in New Horizon. Daiyu Jiang has revealed to you her past within the New Horizon movement. Led by Emperor Tholian, this movement wanted to break the dominion that the conscientious, omnipresent Regency engine known as Core enacted over mankind. You can win this map by bringing Daiyu's mission to an end and reviving Emperor Tholian. Warning, choosing this victory path will have consequences in later missions. Okay, that's a really neat idea. I didn't even think that I guess it does. I guess that's happened earlier on.
Operations primed and ready.
I do need to get a scouting unit back to seeing whether or not we can move up to this area, but. Salutations, Jack Gelder. Bow before the mighty Paragon, heirs to the grand and noble Star Union. Chosen by the Emperor himself, we were destined to become the exemplars of human perfection. Today, in these barbaric times, the Paragon are the last line between anarchy and civilization. Tell us your intentions, Jack Gelder, and we will judge your worth. Salutations, Paragon. Our intentions are to offer you aid. Promising words, although their truthfulness still remains to be proven. Let your actions speak, Jack Gelder. Serve the will of the Paragon, and you shall be rewarded with our favor. Enlighten us of your will. Bulwark of civilization. The Imperial Guard is crumbling. The plebeians have given into their savage nature. Help us maintain order within our last bulwark of civilization. So we need to kill, looks like 6 assembly units. And it's nearby, so that shouldn't be too much of a problem. But first things first. So 750. I'm a little nervous about the fact that Jack's portrait isn't here, but... And these are all Paragons, so... I feel like we've gone up against stuff like this before without too much trouble. Not in this playthrough, obviously, but... This seems more or less primed for a wall of death strategy. Plus, I get to try all my new fancy guns. Oh, this thing's gonna blow up. Alright, well, it's a little late for that now, so... This is kind of preparing for the flanks. Not crazy about these options, to be honest, but... Alright, so looks like Jack winds up hit by the Overwatch one way or the other. But I can live with that. That's why he's got armor on. Yep, that was worth it. I also think... Oh, that wasn't what I wanted to move. Oh, but this might have some nice side effects. Or not. So yeah, I actually wanted to move this unit there. I don't have a lot of good options, but I can at least get a pot shot on. It's not my favorite round, but I'll accept it. Okay, so I'm a little curious what overcharge does. And with any luck, they don't blow up the truck.
Enemy killed.
Ah, okay, it makes them suicide bots. Man, they really like throwing those grenades. I mean, my fault for putting them so close, I guess. I'm embarrassed for you. I definitely want to be careful on how I handle these guys. Now this is a damn shame. I was really hoping I'd be able to, you know, have the line take out the two. Anyway. Turns out these guys are not trivial to take out. Yeah, that actually looks that looks really funny when they jump ahead. So they still count. That's really not a flank? I mean, at this point, I'm just begging to have the truck blown up, but...
Enemy down.
Okay.
Enemy eliminated. Enemy killed.
So I probably should explain the reasoning behind that. I knew that that one was fairly low, so being able to deal damage to the obstacle beside it would have taken them out. That frees Jack to do a lot of damage. I mean, essentially now I'm just explaining after the fact what happened, but that was the intention. I don't want to waste money, but I feel like the Nanite support system will actually make sure that I'm up... Oh, invalid target. Alright. I won't spend the money now. Okay, I got lucky there. Well, less lucky there. But I'm basically just looking for an excuse to heal up my guys. Oh, that's convenient. So if I can find a way to get Jack here, he should be able to burn both. Oh, god damn it. I'm so bad at this.
Enemy down.
Yeah, it did what it had to do. This is kind of dumb of me to do, but... So, in this case, the reason I'm doing a flank here is so that I can move one of my other units up. In this case, I'm fairly confident... Actually, you know what? I think I just wasted that money, because if this guy gets another round, I'm gonna take more damage than I recover. So this one's less obvious whether or not it'll be a flank. Nope, it is. But we missed. But yeah, basically the hope was to try and bounce sort of back and forth. He holds the gun sideways, which makes him a badass. Okay, so it's only the bike that really took some damage here. Okay, so apparently that can't be used on an ally, though. Oh, there we go.
Enemy annihilated. Our forces are victorious.
So, I mean, whether or not that was worth the energy I spent to try and get the health up, I don't know, but...
Objective completed.
Threat eliminated. Autonom security breach quarantine. Jack Gelder is competent. Rewards allocated. So, normally I would go and do the quest over here, but I've got a big grudge against the particle collector, and apparently I don't know how to... I really do not know how to learn my lesson, so...
Only Promethean devotees are qualified to protect innocent lives from toxic hazards and fiery chemical reactions. Metal fires differ from chemical fires. We understand which disasters should be incinerated, extinguished, or allowed to just burn out. Fire Chief Scholus Ernest.
Okay, I think we've kind of been carrying down this Promethean route, so we'll do the Purifier Core just to see what's going on. Message from the Autonom Factor. Threat analysis, Autonom immune to Xenoplague. Xenoplague spreading contagion to humanite populations. Service organics degrading. Medical units repurposed to serve higher priorities. Enlist Autonom? Not sure I'm actually able to get that one done right now. Also, I mean, I think this character is going against the Autonom, so I probably shouldn't be trying to get too buddy-buddy with it. Alright, so this guy... I think we said we were going to go and try and rescue the Kirko. Givori Ardeli. Good day, Colonel. This is a welcome change to meet a Vanguard that is still wearing his uniform with pride. Most of your fellow officers are so shell-shocked about the collapse of their precious Star Union that bending their spirit has become a task easy enough for a first-year initiate. You, on the other hand, Colonel, you've just arrived at a time when the word of a Vanguard was the law. So fresh, full of energy, corrupting your high principles will be a delightful challenge. I'm not interested in the perverted pleasures you draw from your crime syndicate. State your business or keep your mouth shut while we settle this the old-fashioned way. You'll have plenty of time to talk once you're in an Imperial prison cell. You see, Colonel, that's precisely what I meant. All the passionate righteousness you spout is just so marvelous. You and I are going to have so much fun together. Yvori Adreli. The name sounds familiar. He was dismissed and disgraced when the Union shut down the Sinumbra project. Sinumbra represents the worst inclinations a mind can conceive. As a trainee, I knew victims of their ruthless experiments. Pale and agonized, those poor souls kept babbling nonsensical gibberish about demonic hallucinations. Alright. Find the Sinumbra Temple. If Yvori Ardreli has established a Sinumbra presence on Sorinus Alpha, he must have installed a dedicated base where the infamous Sinumbra rituals take place. Find it. Crashed research ship. The remains of this research ship contained intact data pads. Unfortunately, they don't reveal any information about the vessel's mission and the crew or the events that led to the crash landing.
Objective completed.
The Syndicate seems like the kind of faction I'd really... So of the things that I've seen, the Syndicate and the Assembly seem to be the most interesting to me for playing.
Just envision a better life where all the tasks you hate are automated. We don't wish to replace you with a robot. Once it's trained, you'll thank us for eliminating inefficiencies.
Okay. Back down the path of social research. I'm thinking production development might be something I want to invest in because we're obviously behind in terms of our units, and we're going to be needing some fairly soon. Or we can do another level of operation effectiveness. Twice as much. Okay, we'll do production development just in prep. This one I think I'll say decline for now. Now, I'd like to check north, but I'd also like to check new colonization targets. So we'll take a slight detour. If I had to colonize one of these areas. So I'm going to expand out here for sure. It never hurts to have more Cosmite, that's for sure. This would be good for science. Actually, so colonizing here is, other than the fact that there's not a lot of food exploitation, this works pretty well because it lets me link up to these areas. What's this? Iron Storm. That's a hazard, so that's no good. War Monument honoring ancient heroes when it's within the colony's domain. Okay, we can... So this seems like the most likely... It's a little close to the particle collider, but I think I can live with that. So let's say restricted territory is my chosen destination.
Operations primed and ready.
Still not ready to drop the bomb. Your actions haven't gone unnoticed recently, and it appears that you have been helping our rivals. I hope this will not continue in the future. Doing quests for other factions will damage your relationship with this faction. So that's not surprising. I mean, that's... Oh, victory condition. Defends Sorinus Alpha. Sorinus Alpha is being overrun by a variety of different threats. To regain control of the planet, extreme measures may be required. Win the map through one of the standard victory conditions. Domination, last man standing, or Doomsday. Kind of feel like the story stuff is the way to go, though. Bournemouth. Oh, this game, interesting in a way. It sort of requires early to mid game, and assembly autonom is pretty much OP. I haven't actually played enough to form that strong of an opinion. I enjoy it. Thought I just confirmed it. Okay. I'm a little surprised that this is the most efficient path, but I suppose that's a lesson for me. Okay, we should be able to handle this. little worried about maybe the phase manipulator because we're not particularly well equipped for range, but I can see this working. I think in this case I'm going to... So originally I wanted to try and scout out some of these other territories, but we more or less committed to building a base in restricted territory. So I'm going to use her as a scout up to the dwelling of Tramiel Capital. And, I mean, once I've essentially exhausted all my other options, we'll just start churning out some more units, because we're probably going to be having some... other... what is it? We're gonna be getting into some heavier fights soon. This is one thing I've been neglecting my army in favor of a lot of that Promethean technology, so I should probably reconsider some of the paths I've gone down. Okay. So I can continue to invest in the infrastructure, but in this particular case, I would like to... So we will remove the central biofarm. And that will be in favor of something that exploits energy. Yes, because then we'll be able to exploit production and cosmite and whatnot. This probably would have been the more sensible acquisition. I think I've definitely put myself on the wrong foot by not expanding earlier, but that's life. It's, again, a chance to learn.
Operations primed and ready.
I mean, I guess... Sure. Ah, okay. There's still water that we can't cross. So I'm assuming this is forcing me to learn some kind of water transport. That, or I just ignore it. That was brave of them. So let's see how this goes. Alright, so again, I'm going to try and be slightly more disciplined and see what I'm up against. So, Energy Blaster, again, it does arc damage. Okay, so let's figure out what this abduct nonsense is, because this seemed to cause me a lot of trouble last time. Forcefully attempt to teleport target unit to a hex adjacent to this unit with a straight 8 whatever chance. A unit can only be targeted by this ability once per turn. Massive impact stagger units, including stagger resistant units, reducing the action points and cancelling defensive modes. Interdimensional instability. 8 strength chance to cause dimensional instability until the end of combat. Again, it doesn't indicate what that is, but we can find that in the dictionary if it comes down to it. Phase shift evacuate. Target friendly unit is teleported to a hex adjacent to this unit, healing for 25 health and gaining 1 shield for 2 turns and defensive mode. Fortunately, there doesn't seem to be the air-to-air stuff, so this guy will cause me grief, but it won't be the end of the world. Now, the Mirage. Sci-Tech Blasters, air-to-air, so this is the one that I want to be scared of for my Owl. Hallucination Projector, project a field in 1 hex radius that has a strength of 8 to apply hallucinating for 2 turns. Defense mode, Mirage Field. Sorry, just 1 second here. I just need something in another window. Endors, I don't know if you're here and I just missed something, but your Twitch channel is on my screen for some reason. All right. Anyway. All right, sorry about that. So, I mean, I'm sure this weapon... Yeah, so the sniper is going to cause a lot of damage, which is the reason I need to be scared of him. I mean, the good news is that there's really only one thing I can do against this guy, and that's just go straight for the face, so... I am going to prioritize the Mirage, because that's the thing that can hurt my owl. I am curious if Lightly Obscured helps me out here. And then what I'm going to do with the owl is I'm going to take it a long way around to make sure that that Mirage can't do anything to me.
Operations ready.
Alright, so hallucinating unit is currently always considered flanked and has minus 30% accuracy, so I'm pretty sure I have a way of removing status effects. That's not worth it right now. Oops. Let's just go for the good old-fashioned laser sword to the face! Okay, so Tapples is stuck where they are, which means I'm going to have to go after the creature I don't want to. I am slightly curious, though. No, the Firestorm projectile is probably not going to deal damage to anything in the air. So, I'm going to take the Owl, and again, the aim here is to avoid the Mirage because it gets the air-to-air bonus. I do want it to participate in the fight, but I keep losing these things, so... I'm okay, I'm okay keeping him out of the fight for a bit. I thought this would be a lot cooler than it really was. Anyways, this is the only unit he can attack, so I might as well make the most of it. Tapples is still stuck, so we will do what we can on the bad guys. To be honest, I'm actually not that upset with them going after my main guy. Because I just drop a Nanite support system beside him, and he's a happy man.
Enemy hero killed.
Okay, so... I was hoping to hurt the Mirage here. Problem I have is there's really no way for me to engage the phase manipulator without becoming in range of the Mirage, so... I hate these little half measures, but I'll stick with it for now in the absence of a better option. Yeah, that's not where I wanted. There really is no good option here. All right. Well, gives him something to think about, I guess. As long as he keeps getting healed, I'm happy. So, and if they waste their time going after the thing that buffs them, so much the better. How heroic is this owl feeling right now? Not heroic enough. Uh-oh. Wasn't enough.
Unit killed in action. Enemy eliminated.
So, I mean, this is going to follow a pretty understandable pattern. Oh, I still haven't won one of these. Yeah, we'll go for it.
Enemy eliminated.
So, I mean, we took a little
Our
bit more
forces
damage
are
than
victorious.
I wanted by the end of that, but... Fear not, Jack Gelder. Listen to my voice. Hear my warning. Serenus Alpha is in great danger. Buried in its ruins lies the fate of the Union. Who are you? Why are you invading my mind? Identify yourself. Whispers are gone. My thoughts are my own again. Bloody psionics. This kind of cryptic advice, I guess I can only wait and see if I get contacted again. At last, freedom! Is this a hero? Hey, Jean-Jacques, how's it going? I'm enjoying Age of Wonders Planetfall. I've not made as much progress as I was hoping on it, but I'm very fond of this game. I think we'll do the Central Reactor Core. So the reason I want to do the Central Reactor Core here is just because there's so many bonuses for the energy exploitation. Yeah, some of these other ones aren't as critical. But basically I get an extra 10 off of it. But yeah, so I didn't quite make as much progress as I wanted on it tonight, but I really enjoy the game, and I'm playing on a slightly higher difficulty than I normally play it, which has meant that I've gotten some very like foolish losses, but I also sort of feel like I've learned the game a little bit better. This is the second, so there's the first there's the tutorial campaign mission. I will say the first one without a tutorial, I'm going to call that the second, so this would be the third campaign mission as the Vanguard. Tribute required. Entity known as Jack Gelder must make an offering to Autonom. If accepted, relations maintained. Sure. As long as it doesn't piss off somebody who I want to keep happy. Alright. Vanguard Colony it is. Now,
Operations primed and ready.
what I'm most interested in is whether or not I can... Alright. So this is not a valid target. Hey, and they're not at full health. Okay, this should be a piece of cake. We, of course, have less experience, but that's another matter. Now, I'm going to assume that my kinetic weapons don't really do a hell of a lot against these guys. Let's see if that's true. So, Distortion Rift Coils, Dimensional Instability, 4 Strength chance to cause dimensional instability until the end of combat, affected by line of sight rules, 13 kinetic damage. Dimensional Desync, target unit is phased halfway out of the physical dimension for 2 turns, becoming immune to damage, but being unable to use abilities. Okay, Bournemouth, I don't know how many times I need to tell you this. I've been trying to keep quiet and just not go through, like, I understand you're enthusiastic about games and that, but it's really, really hard for me to enjoy playing games when people are telling me how to play it and are just basically being a know-it-all in chat. And I understand that you keep coming back, and I appreciate that, but it's really bringing me down right now. Could I just ask you to lighten up on it, please? Thank you. He says, when you played the campaign, we played at launch, your campaign didn't continue past a certain point. You hope they... Oh, I'm sorry to hear that. Yeah, again, I'm fairly early on in this stuff, so... Alright, cause or minor rift to manifest at 1 hex radius area, dealing damage and teleporting targets. Right, this is the one that threw me for a loop. So... minor rift to manifest in 1 hex radius area, dealing damage and teleporting targets 3 hexes in a random direction. Oh, maybe this isn't the same one. Stagger units, instability. No, it's just the same stuff as before. But it looks like they're all arc weakness. Yeah. So we're not really built for taking out arc weakness. The good news is it seems that they don't regenerate. So, like, apparently you can just keep throwing people into the maw. Ah, okay. I think I get what's going on here. So when it says Void Tech Complex Phase Guardians, every 2 turns the unstable systems of the Void Tech Complex create an unstable echo of a random unit. Unstable echoes deal 50% less damage, but are otherwise indistinguishable from the original. Originates from the Marauder Guard. So, that explains why those clones kept showing up. Oh no, hang on, but it doesn't say obstacle will explode when destroyed, dealing a 15 hex to... Ah, okay, so I just didn't do enough damage to it. That makes a heck of a lot more sense. Still not enough to seal the deal. I can't believe I'm actually moved. This is not a good position for this guy to be in, but I want to see what kind of damage this deals. I mean, it's okay. I'm not sure I want to put someone in a weak position just to do that. This wasn't that good of a spot. Oh well. So I do kind of want this guy in a central location, but I feel like it's a bit crowded over here. Yeah. We'll set it up and see what we're working with. Alright, well that's unfortunate, because obviously Gelder's my strongest unit, but... Fortunately they have moved close enough that my infantry should probably be able to rip them apart.
Operations ready.
So I'm going to see what I can get away with before I commit to any operations. It's only a 5% chance to hit, you say. Let's try and do a little bit better. That's still a 5% chance to hit.
Enemy neutralized.
I have no idea how he pulled that off, but I'm really happy he did. Okay, so this should be a flank. What? Alright, fair enough. I mean, they're wide open for the counterattack. I'm not crazy about that, but... so, the good news here is that this guy is currently immune from damage. So we'll we'll kind of get him into the mix. It is worth keeping an eye on when the clones are going to show up. Well, like, the explosion's not a problem, because if this guy's in the dimensional desync, he's immune to damage, so I'm not worried about the explosions in that case. This isn't necessarily my best choice here, because I'm sort of dividing it over the two characters. Well, I mean, actually, it's not that terrible to divide it amongst the two characters. That way either clone winds up having less health. Yeah. I mean, I suppose now that I know that I'm immune to damage, having the instability is actually not the worst. It's not the worst outcome. Oh my god, okay, so it's allied units that actually become... allied units that can become enemies as well. Fair enough. Yeah, we take him off the board.
Enemy annihilated.
I feel a little bad about that, just because I feel like there's more efficient uses of my troops. I will confess some confusion as to why I'm not able to attack this gentleman. Okay, well... okay, this guy can't be affected for one more turn. So obviously these guys are open to a flank when this guy becomes available, but for now we've not fully encircled, but we're in a fairly decent position against this thing. I don't have a lot of great options here. I'm just gonna hold the line. Gelder, on the other hand, I do want to move in close. Oh god, don't lose it. Ah!
Enemy annihilated.
I always hate losing troops because it takes so much to replace them. Alright. Sadly, I don't think... No, what am I doing? Yeah. I really screwed that one up. Whatever. The thought was I was gonna get a flank. I got greedy instead, and I looked in the wrong direction. So basically, I hit the mouse button instead of clicking the next unit. So I moved this guy to a stupid spot. I think that other unit, if I'd been thinking, I would have just used his heal. But I forgot about that, like, okay, I'm just staying put and devastating your unit attack. By the way, I love it when the unit like bounces away in response to an attack. It's like one of my favorite animations in it.
Enemy down. Our forces are victorious.
Anyways, we will take the reward. We're going to head back to base so that we can get a replacement troop. I am an idiot. I forgot to annex the sector. I mean, it's not the end of the world because we'd still be waiting for the troops anyway, but... But again, the idea... So in addition to getting the particle... So the particle collider, 40 energy for... I think it's energy pop workers is the idea, plus the industry. Additionally, it unlocks the following building in your colony: Rift Generator, Arcadian and Ruins, so another 2 energy off of that. And then there's the Derelict Power Plant and the Resource Node, which I need to clear out. I suppose I can do that with my existing army. It's not like I need the full complement to be able to wipe these things out. But essentially, like, obviously, this is why I was waiting so long for all of this stuff. The thing is, I just think I would have been able to probably build out to like this sector, and I would have been able to build units faster anyway. So that's probably I probably just got why am I saying? I got careless and a little too much tunnel vision. And thank you, Bormuth. See, the thing is, that one, the first encounter we had with it was when that was at full strength, and it did not go as planned.
Do anything. There's also a smarter way to do anything. Trade secrets are often more about a well-trained workforce than a secret sauce. Tony Rubio Strong, Manpower and Machine Motivational Consulting.
All right, society research. I think I'm going to do operational effectiveness again. Now, at some point, I'm going to take Gelder down to this section. Do I want to go against 4? Definitely pretty strong. But I have like 2 heroes in this group now, so... Let's see. I definitely learn a little bit better actually seeing this stuff in work, and especially against Syndicate. They have some crazy abilities, so I've always been of the feeling, especially for games like Dota and stuff like that, for me, it's always been better to just get my ass kicked by someone to learn how it works, and then I'm able to sort of turn it around and slap them. Okay, jumps 2 times. So yeah, so the Malictor is going to be a problem. The Indentured, it is what it is. Okay, this is manageable. Obviously, they are in a much stronger position than I am to start off with. I don't think this is actually going to offer me any cover. I just don't want to be sitting beside the exploding things. It's not a lot of good cover on the way up here. What probably would have been smarter for me to do would be to move this guy up and put some smoke on him, but... I'll live with this. Now, the friends in Kirko. Yes, this guy's not too helpful on his own, but that's fine. We'll just run straight into the... We'll just, we'll run headlong into the fray. Alright, so he didn't wind up with Broken Mind. Yeah, that guy's no joke.
Operations available.
Okay, so let's see what Broken Mind's doing to him. Alright. I can live with this. The thing that makes me nervous is the Malictor staying in range. I think I'm still going to go for it, though. Because what we do now is we drop the Nanite support station. So I'm running on the assumption here that a lot of the fighting is going to be happening on the stairs. So this winds up giving my people cover. Rending Claw... screw it. Again, they're going to get a brutal flank from the bad guys, but... sadly, I'm not quite able to target who I want, but we can get into a slightly better position. And, of course, if we feel that we're in danger, I get both Healing Charge and Blur Cloud when I need. I hope I'm protected by line of sight. I'll take a graze. Alright, so let's see how this turns out.
Unit under enemy control.
Well, that sucks.
Enemy hero killed.
All right. So I would love to drop the laser sword, but the trick here is I actually want to stay inside the mist. So what we're going to do is I'm just going to try and pick off what I can.
Enemy neutralized.
What I am slightly curious about is mind control. Okay, so this is like a permanent state, so I am going to have to wipe this guy out. Basically, I'm going to make life a little uncomfortable for him. Presumably, he's going to be able to move out of the way. There was a temptation to put that on the stairs. The thing is, I think I do worse off in that scenario because I actually need to get to these guys. They have range. So... Alright, So I'm going to need to make some decisions in terms of what I try and... Alright, so it looks like this guy just wants to stand in the fire. I'm actually okay with that. So here's what we're going to do. I'm going to use the Imperial Revolver on my highest chance of success. So, because I'm a little nervous about what my guy's going to be at by the end of the next round. We're just going to heal him up there. I was hopeful. That wasn't worth it, but in any case, because this guy's standing in the fire, I'm going to let him sort of wear down. I'm going to guess that this thing's going to drop by the end of the round, so he might be losing the protection. That's why I decided to use the heal here. But essentially, I'm just trying to play for time. The status of, well, it depends on what the status effect is. So he's at Broken Mind 5 right now because it keeps stacking. It's one of the reasons I'm okay just letting him stay and heal.
Unit
So yeah,
down.
now that this thing's down, I am exposed. Think we're gonna lose him.
Hero lost.
That's a pity, because I could have sat him down with a another heal. I'm assuming that's a permanent loss too.
Enemy destroyed.
I don't have any ops. Oh, I wasn't even thinking of that. All right. Again, these things are ridiculously tough. I think I'm just going to accept my fate and see how it turns out. You're a bully, sir. You should be ashamed.
Unit lost.
Okay. Because of the flank, this is the better. Oh, Jesus Christ, that was a 95%. I think we might lose this now. Oh no, it was 50%. I just misread it. So yeah, this is going to be a very boring fight to watch, but... And in the name of going full greed, I'm actually going to chase this guy down until I can get a good shot on him. Okay, until I can get a passable shot on him. Damn it! It's like I don't have unlimited health on this thing. I want to be a little careful on how reckless I'm being with this. Yeah, Tall Man Alive. So the thing that's neat about this one is you can imagine like a Civilization style game. So obviously he's going to get flanked, but I don't think the psychic damage does that much to him. Ah, you suck. Yeah, I mean, for 5 damage on a flank, I can accept that. This is really just personal.
Enemy destroyed.
But yeah, so basically imagine a Civilization-style game, but it goes to a tactical level when you do the battles. I have not been shooting the lights out. In fact, I may be losing Tapples in this, in which case I will feel terrible. I don't know why it all of a sudden decided to... actually, so here's what we're going to do. That'll give him something to think about. But yeah, so basically the I've not exactly been performing at even like a mediocre level. It's been a little clowny tonight, but it's been enjoyably clowny on my part. I hope at least some of you agree. And I probably, again, even though I've been getting my ass kicked on some stuff, I feel like I know how some of these units work a lot better.
Unit destroyed. Enemy eliminated.
All right.
Our forces are victorious.
Ah, neat. Okay, so looks like the hero, it depends whether or not you win the battle as to whether or not you lose the hero. The shifting tides of the void only allow for short moments of clarity. I sense you've already met some of the other groups invading Saurinus Alpha. Be careful. They must not be allowed to find what they seek. What are they looking for? How am I supposed to keep them from finding something that I don't know about? And there, the voice is gone. No one shall shackle our people again. The Kirko Ktala give you their gratitude.
Objective completed.
Alright, so we got some fancy new units to replace the ones that I foolishly lost in, with my questionable tactics. Yeah, so this is one of the big things. I actually do need to call it for tonight because I'm a little bit over time and I do have some stuff that I want to get done. I was actually debating on canceling the streams for the week, but I really don't like doing that. But I am going to call it for tonight. I'm sorry I didn't finish the mission, but this is a fun one. But actually, Bormoth has hit a really important point here. So, like, at that time when I lost a hero, or when I got, like, wiped on the, at the particle collider, my usual inclination is to, like, restart. But the thing is that for at least certain types of games, you don't really grow that way. So if you do something like... So this is one of the reasons why it's not a good idea to do Iron Man for your first few rounds on like Crusader Kings or Europa Universalis or something like that. Because it's... like, you'll learn what you need... But the thing is, it's a little bit like playing the original Mario Brothers. Like, if you die, you start back at level 1, even though the practice that you need is like level 8. And so the challenge is like, you know, for instance, I've struggled a little bit with Hearts of Iron 4, and one of the reasons I struggle with Hearts of Iron 4 is because I'm generally in line with the idea that the game is entirely about your ability to produce... you know, the weapons of war, and how quickly you can train your population to do that. But I'm not very clear on what certain milestones should be in terms of building things up. And I know that there are guides online, but the thing is that if you just do what other people tell you online, you wind up becoming this, like, fleshy implementation of somebody else's algorithm. So you're not really learning, you're just sort of applying, without any really careful thought, somebody else's way of playing the game. And to me, at least, that's not really... Like, if I want to kick the game's ass without thinking, I'll just play on easy mode. And there's nothing wrong with playing on easy mode, by the way. Like, I got a lot of fun out of Age of Wonders Planetfall by basically playing on beginner. And it's not that I didn't put thought into stuff, but like it was, I could definitely take on stuff that was much stronger than me, without really fearing consequences. And you can sort of see how that dynamic changed when I went into the particle collider and I take on units which are much stronger than me, and I don't win. So to me, part of it is pushing myself enough that I do get into these uncomfortable positions. Because like I said, really the best way to learn anything, especially for a game like Age of Wonders where you have lots of customization for your characters and whatnot, getting your ass kicked by something and seeing, like, if you take a look at a unit and you say, like, when would I ever want to use that? Play against a difficult AI against that unit, and you'll find out exactly why you don't want to go up against it. So, perfect example. Owls seem to be very good at getting destroyed in my hands. And I'm not entirely convinced that the extra 2 hit is really worth it when I have bombs that I can drop on people. But this may just communicate that I haven't quite fully understood all the tools in the toolbox. I mean, it is also a level 1 unit, right? So it's it may just be that that's not a particularly useful one to begin with. But yeah, this is the sort of stuff that I like. So I know, like, it's always a challenge because it's really obvious when people want to see the games played perfectly. But one of the things I really do enjoy is having to push back a little bit against the game and sort of learn how it works. And I don't know, it was good. Age of Wonders Planetfall is a really good game that I kind of want to put more time into, but I also know it sometimes gets eclipsed by stuff like Stellaris and all of that. So anyways, I'll let you all enjoy this wonderful theme. I want to do this again reasonably soon. I probably won't do it on another Monday for a while because I know Monday is a dedicated Stellaris day, and I did start a big war. Obviously, the viewership has, the viewership is telling me that clearly there is a demand for Age of Wonders Planetfall. It's certainly done much better than a normal Stellaris night, so I definitely hear you on that, and I want to find a balance. Both of them are Paradox titles, and both of them I was given a press key for, so I have every reason in the world to keep streaming it, and hopefully not something along these lines, maybe something a little bit more thoughtful. But tonight was really, again, just to give you guys a really silly idea in terms of why I streamed it today. It was a hard weekend, hard day at work today. I met an academic. I don't even think it counts as an academic because he works at a government bureau in the Netherlands. Anyways, I really respect the work on producer price indices by a man named Jan de Haan. And quite unexpectedly, I finally got a chance to meet him. I never thought that I would on Thursday. So, because Triumph Studios is based in the Netherlands, and because there is a wonderful and eternal love between Canada and the Netherlands, and I was so excited that I got to meet Jan de Haan, and I really wanted something to just kind of play a little bit like it's still a strategy game, right? And I did play it on the higher difficulty than I normally do, but I really just kind of wanted something that was a chance for me to just have a little fun and not really feel like this Iron Man save is on the line. So I appreciate you guys hanging out with me for something a little different. I hope it wasn't too disappointing for most of you. Just in terms of some of the future Paradox stuff I'd like to do, I really want to do more city builder stuff, so that will be coming up in a little while. I want to get back to Imperator because there is the Cicero patch and it's changed pretty substantially. And I really want to do Age of Wonders Planetfall. Basically, the rule I've given myself is this. For the campaign stuff, this I'm going to do on stream. And to give myself the chance to maybe have a little bit more engagement with the game, I do occasionally load up a scenario and play around with stuff. I actually quite enjoy the assembly. I haven't tried the Syndicate yet, but I've been having some fun with this stuff. So anyways, obviously I'm very grateful for the key for Planetfall. I hope Paradox got what they wanted out of it. I will definitely do more Age of Wonders in the future. I also kind of want to go back to Age of Wonders 3 just to show people the fantasy one. But this one has such cool factions. But with that in mind, I'm done for tonight. Let me find somebody to host. Sadly, we won't be able to listen to the... We won't be able to... Well, yeah, I know you watch the Surviving Mars VODs quite a bit, Bormoth. It's just... I found it really hard to balance. Oh, actually, that's the last thing I can say. I just find it really hard to balance with all the other VOD stuff that I'm doing. So, a couple of things. Do keep in mind that tomorrow there's going to be a fairly... Okay, so there's a fairly major conclusion... Or no, I'll say it. It's the final episode of Daggerfall. And I complain a lot during that... what am I saying? During the last episode, there is some absolute nonsense going on there. So I break character quite a bit. And yeah, but anyways, we are at the end of Daggerfall. There is an epilogue episode which will be coming up on Thursday. So if you guys like that, 7 o'clock tomorrow, I am going to do my best to be there for the vodcasts on both. But if I don't participate in chat, it means I have time to record another one. So just keep that in mind. If I'm not responding to messages inside there, it may be because I'm recording the next episode. Cultist Simulator is getting close to finish. I don't think we'll finish it on Wednesday, but we'll see. We'll see what we can do. And Friday might be a surprise, depending what happens for the rest of the week. But anyways. Tomorrow, Daggerfall. Wednesday, Cultist Simulator. Thursday, a bonus episode of Daggerfall to close off some other stuff. And then we'll see what happens on Friday. Okay. Cool Eagle is playing Stellaris. So for those of you who... Oops, I did it wrong. Cool Eagle... the Cool Eagle's doing Stellaris, so for those of you who are disappointed by the, by the lack of Stellaris tonight, I think you can enjoy his his Stellaris stuff. I need to finish. I am very late. Yeah, I just like to leave the link in chat. Anyways, guys, I'm going to host Cool Eagle. Have a good night, and we'll see you Wednesday if you want the live stuff.